In this little video, I just want to talk about the writer's voice. Essentially, there are two kinds of voice. There is the natural voice, that's how you sound without even trying, just how you write, how you put words down, and just how it all comes out. And a lot of that will come out of us just naturally. If we are a younger person, there will be that sense of a younger voice speaking through the written text. To be fair, I can usually pick the gender and the general age of any writer just based on the piece of writing that they submit to me, because there's just that kind of different language use, the different feel that seems to fit the different kind of generations. As well as that sort of natural voice, there is also a masked voice, which is when a writer deliberately tries to sound like someone else. So that's sometimes done to suit a character in the story. If we want to write a story which is fully from that character, not sounding like us at all, but like the character, then we'll mentally envisage ourselves as that character and let that character's voice take preeminence. If, for example, I wanted to write a story about a young guy in the 18th century who was running away from home and jumped on a ship to go and explore the world, I might adopt the voice of a 14-year-old boy. So that boy would sound very different to me. So the language I would use, or the things I might see or do or whatever and relate through words, are very different from how I would personally write that in my own voice. So that's what I mean by the difference between a natural and a masked voice. As a different example, a singer, for example, might naturally have quite a good vocal range and be able to sing between, low C and triple high C or whatever it is. But their natural singing might be, say, jazzy, but they might choose to do a rock style because they like how someone else sounds, so they put on a rock style voice. Or they might, just for fun, want to try an opera style, so they put that on, but it's still not going to be the same as their own natural voice. And that's what I mean, the same with writing. We can either write directly out of who we are and how we sound, or we can pick up and try another voice style to convey a particular story or ideas about a character. I just want to emphasize at this point one particular aspect of using our own voice, and that is to encourage you to be confident in your own voice. A lot of new writers, they say, I don't know what my voice is, I don't know whether it's good enough, and those are fair questions, but I just want to encourage you and say, don't worry about it at this stage. Just write out of who you are and let the words come on the page. And yes, you might have to look at some technical aspects of writing or putting sentences together for grammar, but that is not the same as voice, and using those sort of principles effectively isn't going to affect your voice either. So I just want to encourage you to be confident in who you are, not to worry whether your voice sounds good or bad or engaging or otherwise, anything like that. It just doesn't matter. The important thing is to allow yourself to write and allow yourself to explore how you actually sound on paper. I can remember when I first got published and I sent my manuscript off to a friend to evaluate for me. And she wrote back and she said, Suze, where did this voice come from? Because she'd read a lot of my writing, but she'd never heard that kind of voice. And it's because I made a deliberate choice that my character was going to be an angry woman, and I allowed that sound to come through. But I've also published literary works which have a very different feel and a very sort of musing, lyrical quality to them, because that better reflects the story style. So in the end, have a play, allow yourself to be yourself, and trust that your voice will come out as you write, and that you'll be able to adapt and use different voices for different purposes. For the assessment, which is really what I'm waffling on about for now, I'd really, really love to see your voice and to hear who you are coming through in your story. I believe that gives more authenticity, especially as we start out. And when we're confident with who we are and how we sound, that gives us a great platform to go leaping off into these other voices we might want to try.